Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Oddworld Munch's Oddysee. Today we are in the inside of Magog Motors, our first big factory area to take down.
Hey, after what you did to his slick security guy, the paranoid CEO is upgrading his own personal security. Now you gotta get to him somehow, but save those Mudokan scrubs in the process.
Alright, our objective is pretty simple. Take down Magog Motors, save the Mudokan scrubs. Nothing unusual from an Oddworld game. Like I said, this is the first place where it's not a factory in progress, but something actually a big shot that we have to take down, so we're going up in the ranks. So this level, first of all, introduces what I think is the last vending machine that we haven't seen yet, and that's the Aqua Bounce. Aqua Bounce does what you would expect it to, and that is make Munch jump really high when he's in the water. And that's helpful, because we got all these enemies on pillars here that we have to take care of. And, you know, they're standing on the edges, so it's easy to just knock them down. This level also introduces a new enemy, and what I think is the most interesting inclusion to the Oddworld series. Those guys shooting for me up there with their really big guns. These are big bro sligs, and they don't look very imposing because I just, you know, I'm killing them in one shot because they can't swim, and, you know, that's an issue for them. But big bro sligs are very interesting enemies. They're very tough enemies. You don't want to go against them one-on-one unless, in a special situation like this, they can really ruin your day. And they have a lot of backstory to them. And, you know, since we have to take care of all of them on these pillars, might as well get a bit into it. Basically, big bro sligs are sligs that have gone up in the ranks from an unarmored slacker, which is a slig with no weapons at all, to an armored popper. And I don't know if they're doing this by choice or if Gluckins are forcing them to, but basically, once they get good enough, they are injected with steroids. And these steroids transform their bodies, and it's a really, really painful transformation. I mean, it's described as torturous, drives you insane, yada yada yada. And I think it's developed by Vikers, so it's no really surprise, but it goes to show just how much crap the slicks have to go through during their job, and you can't really blame them for being too pissy. Now we're done with Munch. Rest of the level, play as Abe, just like always. There's that hallway there has two normal sligs in there. We can't really go through it yet. Now these powder kegs. You could have taken care of the bad guys like this with these powder kegs. You could have just picked them up and throw them on the pillars. Would have worked, but I don't really like aiming at them. I'm paranoid. If they shoot you while you're holding a powder keg, it's probably going to blow up in your hands, and or the powder keg's going to blow up behind you, and it'll hit these scrubs that are scrubbing along, and they'll die. And it's just too risky for my liking. Now I got the spoos. We could do some possession. I think this is the only way you can get through the sligs, so maybe you could throw a powder keg at them if you're really willing to test your luck, but I'm not. Such a joke. I mean, like, this guy just doesn't even know what's going on. Just gets shot by his best buddy. There's another way you could have taken care of the other dudes, is by shooting at them using the slick here. Would have been a nice little shoot-off, but again, the powder kegs could blow up, and it could have hurt the scrubs or killed them. That slig had a really low voice, by the way. I don't know how that happened, but it sounds really cool. Okay, now we cleared off the top so we can get the scrubs. We also have to clear off the bottom path. So, we can clear off the top path. It's complicated. You'll see what I mean in a moment. But it gives us the opportunity to possess a big bro slig. There's still one left. And it's armored. There are armored big bro sligs. And they're, probably the strongest enemies in the game. Here he is. He's got 4 legs. Like the snoozer. He's got a cool voice. See, he walks around like the snoozer. If you look at his gun, I don't think a lot of people notice this. His gun has ammo, and the ammo is Soulstorm brewery cans. the texture is really small, and honestly, I never really noticed until like maybe a couple months ago, and that's coming from someone who's played this game since it came out. But no, you are shooting Soulstorm Brewery cans with utter sligs, and they pack a punch. I mean, these are killer cans. You could, again, I'm showing it off because honestly, I think it's so cool how they make it like that. If you shoot the cans out, you can see them coming out. Infinite ammo, of course. You can see the cans coming out. They look like bullets. It's so, you know, it's so deceiving, but those are cans. You can look at their concept art. They got cans shooting out. Most annoying part of the big bros is how slow and loud they are when they're walking. But basically what I'm doing here is I'm like shooting a path across because we want Abe to go through and blow up a wall. Unfortunately, Big Bro can't go through because he can't jump, and the mines respawn really quickly. So it's up to Abe himself to risk it. No big deal if he dies, because Munch is just waiting there, chilling out, and just going... Just wait till the end of the level. That's pretty much Munch's job. It's a bit tricky, but you can do it. And that wall over there of exploding crates, kegs, whatever you want to call them, you gotta blow it up. You can't blow it up from the other side. I've learned that the hard way, but now we can go ahead and save all the scrubs, and just a Gluckin, you can call it a level, really. As I could see, it's a pretty short level, I guess. No, most of the... Like, the rest of this is just gathering up all the scrubs and then possessing the Gluckin. You can see how, like, it's kinda fluffy filled, but not exactly. To be fair, it could be even shorter if you were just going through normally and don't really care about the scrubs, but then you'd have a worse ending, probably. One thing about the scrubs in this level, and it's really annoying, is that sometimes, I don't know if it's just me, but I get a glitch where there's just one scrub that doesn't appear, and I'll end up having -1 scrub from the overall saved list. It doesn't affect your, overall ending. I mean, Oddworld and Hammond's was a bit lenient when it came to saving the scrubs. I mean, you could be missing like 2 or 3 and you could still get the best ending. But it's still annoying and it bothers me. This music's so groovy. They never did release the soundtrack for this game, and I wondered why. But then again, yeah, I know it's just all ambient music, but eh. So here's the thing. Scrubs can't jump over those. So, you don't want to watch me throw them all over, do you? Yeah. Just cut there. Because that's just the worst when having to watch scrubs throw them all. And then you could throw them in the water or into the mines, and your day is just ruined. Anyway, luckily that glitch I mentioned earlier didn't happen. All of these scrubs were saved, and this jump... I had a lot of problem with that jump. Perfect. Again, I don't know, you don't really need 10 spoofs for this, it's a really short thing, but I like being safe. And here's the dude. He's probably the third in the Gluckin hierarchy. By third, I mean third lowest. No real Easter eggs here, just a bunch of monitors. That's exciting. And here I'm actually showing off the footsteps. In Abe's Exodus, when you walked, your tone will get higher and higher and higher, and it will be a really high-pitched tone, but here, when you're Gluckin walking, it stays the same tone, and that's kind of disappointing. Either way, we got our money, so just get him in and we'll be done. It's at 80,000, 1 million moolah. Or wait, 80,000, 100,000, I can't do math. Excuse me. And that's it for this episode. You may have noticed that Health Up vending machine. That's a different variant of the Sobe vending machine. Does the same thing, except it's just not Sobe. I don't know why Oddworld Inhabitants like switches them up, why they couldn't just stick with either Sobe or the Health Up, but whatever. Health Up appears more than the Sobe, so take from that what you will. Make sure Munch doesn't die on the way, because then you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the level. and revive him from there. And you'd have to carry him back, and that's just dumb. Look at those gears in the background. Gee, that is some detail. Let me tell you, it gives the level more life. Interesting thing about the newspapers that I haven't mentioned yet is that, like, if you haven't, like, saved Scrubs or, like, if you killed Scrubs, newspapers will change. It'll say, like, in that newspaper, Scrubs escape, security fails, and the other time it'll say security succeeds, Scrubs are still working. Gives the game more replay value, I think. But we're done for now, so until then, I'm the Trickster, and I'll see you next time, which hopefully won't be a long time from now.